Welcome back to the Reality Guys. I'm your host, Brian, and today I'm talking Alone, Season 11, Episode 9, The Wormhole. All right, so we're up to day 44 people remaining. Um, Quick before we found this out in the middle episode, but I just want to mention it now. Night since the start is now 6 hours longer. So everyone, I think they said it was 14 hours dark, I think is what they said, 14 hours a day. So that's something to keep an eye on, that people are sleeping more. Obviously, they're weaker, but yeah, we do have an elimination today, so I will get to that at the end. So I'll start with Timber. We open with him doing like one man comedy skit, just trying to keep the entertainment value and sanity, I guess. He's dealing with the mice problem. Builds a trap at one point. Hopefully that clears up. That's not the only person having problems with mice in this episode. He he mentioned this is kind of crazy to me. I had to like I'm gonna double take here. He says he's moved 37 or 38 times since he's been married, and it's like really impacted his family, really impacted his kids, like having to say goodbye to friends, things like that. That's definitely very hard. Um, he also makes like this it's called a gorge hook, and he uses the ribs of the moose that he killed to make these type of fishing lures where, like, I guess when the fish swallows it, it goes in straight, but then they move it around, it gets like goes sideways, gets stuck in their gills. He does get a fish with it, and he was very excited about that. He also gets a rabbit in a snare, but it is still alive and he has to kill it. So that is pretty much it for him today. I mean, I think he's had some. I mean, he has the moose, so I mean, it's his game to lose at this point. So then we move to Dub. Dub is cooking a fish head at right by his bed. He stores it by his bed. He's kind of been sick the last couple days. I will get to that at the back half of his stuff. And like while he's making this fish in the middle of the night, he goes out in the middle of the night to also check his gill net. Hears wolves. Has to make a repair on his glasses again. And then like the one he said this has been going on for 3 days, but we finally see a mention of it in video that he was like burping, like a lot of gagging, retching, and he says he's been like sick for three days, a lot of diarrhea. Um, he he would ate like some reindeer moss to help that out. He does catch a fish. Before he catches the fish, he cooks a fish, and while he's eating it, he notices there's a worm in there, and he decides to not eat it, and that's probably for the best. He said like if he probably wasn't sick the last 3 days, he might have risked it. He does get a pretty big fish in his gill net. I think it was the one. It's like an in it Inuit or something. That's not Inuit. It's I don't remember what it's called, but it starts with an I. And then when he brings it back and he puts it put it in his food cache, he notices that one of the pikes he has been mice have been eating it and actually pooping in it. And this is where he comes to the realization that maybe he got sick from the mouse poop that he thought was dirt on a fish. So he ends up salvaging, I think, the tail of that pike, but it's that could set him back. That could be interesting to see how it goes. That like could mentally break him because like he had all this food. I mean, it was a pretty big pike that he had to throw out, and we'll have to see how that impacts him going forward if like the sickness as well. But that's a tough break. William, he also has some issues with his food cache. He goes in there, gets a beaverfoot, cooks it up, and then the next day he goes back and like what he had in there is all gone. And he does eventually get a grouse while he is like building almost like a dock, wooden slab, like rungs for eventually the ice fishing. So he does get that, and he uses a snare pole to get this grouse, and eventually cooks it, beats it up, but like not a crazy amount from him, but we'll have to see again. Like people losing food to mice is just also an issue, so that it's very interesting to see how that they're really dealing with that. If more people are going to start setting some traps, killing some mice, just maybe for the fun of it. All right, so the eliminated person is Sarah. I've been saying this for the last couple episodes. Like I think her time was near. She was very mentally like feeling a lot of like the weight back home, and her kidney said her kidney was really bothering her. She's really dehydrated, and she had like kidney pain. She thought it was like muscle pain in her back, and it turns out it's kidney pain. And she told her husband that she would deal as long as she could until the day before that it would break her, and she had to end up tapping at day 42. But I mean, top four, you can't get mad at that. I thought she did a pretty good job. Um, I thought we were going to lose two people today. I really did because I we usually the episodes are like 11 to 12. So I mean, we still have 2 to 3 episodes left. I mean, two would make sense because we have 3 people left, but I can't see it going 12. I really can't. Just with the because we only have 3 people left. That's kind of crazy. But yeah, thought it was a good episode. Very interesting. And maybe they'll get into the 50s, maybe even the low 60s. We will see. I still have my money on Timber. The food problems with Dub and William. I mean, I think it has to make Timber the clear favorite. So let me know what you think in the comments below. If you think Timber's lock, if you think one of these guys are going to get like a rally somewhere and end up finding food and making things work. We will be back. I think we have Love Is Blind Mexico reunion tonight. That is actually out, so we will probably have an episode. Probably when we record it, I'll release it tonight. Challenge 40, we should have a video after that as well, and then we'll get back to the regular scheduled programming of the week. Bachelor Claim to Fame is off this week because of the DNC, which found out today, and Love Is Blind, Love Is Island USA reunion tomorrow. So that's big stuff. So yeah, I'll be back tomorrow or later for the next video on page. So I'll talk to you guys later. Have a good rest of your weekend. See you.